Now we see about the physical properties of the non-metals. To understand first the physical properties of the non-metals, first we study about the physical properties of the metal. So all metals exist as solids at room temperature. Okay, so at room temperature all the metals will be staying in the solid state only. For example, I told at the room temperature when we keep the ice can change into liquid, and liquid also can change into vapors without heating. So at the room temperature the state is changing, solid to liquid and liquid to gas. But the metals, ions and the aluminium, copper, our dishes, everything, when we keep at the room temperature, is the state is changing. Our dishes what we are using at home, all the utensils, glass, plates and everything, they are made up of metals. Are they changing into liquid state? No, they always stay in the solid state unless we give the high temperature. So here are the iron, lead, zinc and copper. Okay, so then exception mercury, only mercury we can get in the liquid state. Metals are good conductors of heat. Best conductors of heat is the silver and copper, but we don't use the silver because they are very highly cost. And then lead and mercury, comparatively poor conductors of heat in the metals. So when we see in the metals, what are the poor conductors of heat means mercury and lead. Okay, mercury we get in the liquid state. Silver also we can use it for the good conductor of electricity, but no, because why? It is very expensive one. Okay, then metals are good conductors of electricity also. So copper wires and aluminium wires. So we say na, so this is the what is that? Ductility. So ductility means what? Making into thin wires. Like this thin wires is called as a, so it is the property of what? Property of the ductility. Aluminium wires and copper wires, good conductors of electricity. Insulated wires. So insulated wires means what? Now you see outside color is there na, green color, red color, and these are the insulated which will not allow to conduct the electricity. So these are the wires. After beating the metals, they can change into thin wires. So this property is called as a malleability. Then metals are malleable. Gold and silver. Okay, I am sorry. So malleability means what? Malleability means we can make into different shapes. Metals are ductile. So ductile means you see gold and silver na, we can make into different shapes. Okay, this is the property of ductile. So what is the property of the malleability? Property of the malleability means this is the one, we can make into thin wires. So making into thin wires is called as a property of the malleability. What is the spelling of malleability? M-A, okay. Malleability. Malleability means making into thin wires. Metal has the property of malleability. So metals, copper, iron and aluminium are generally hard, and sodium is the metal but it is the soft one. So when we make the sodium, it can break into, and metals in the pure state have a shining surface. This property of the metal is called metallic luster. The meaning of luster means shining. So you see gold, silver, copper, aluminum, they are shining very bright. So physical properties of the metals. They have the sonoric sound. That means sonorous means ringing sound. We can hear the ringing sound. When we beat the dishes, glasses also we hear the ringing sound. School bell. It is the sonorous. Sonorous means ringing sound. And metals have a high melting and boiling points. For example, to melt the aluminum, silver, gold, everything we need the high temperature. And metals have high densities. Densities means thickness. You see iron is very thick, higher density. Exception sodium and potassium. They don't have the more thickness. Now we study about the physical properties of the non-metals. So non-metals are either solids or gases. We can find the non-metals in the solids and gases also. Sulfur is in the solid, oxygen is the gas. And except bromine. Bromine also non-metal but it is in the liquid state. And non-metals are poor conductors of heat and electricity. Now you see coal. Coal cannot conduct the electricity. But graphite can conduct the electricity, but graphite is the non-metal. In the non-metal, graphite is the good conductors of electricity. And this property is called as a brittle. Coal is the non-metal. When we beat the beat the coal, it is going into which shape? So when we beat the non-metal, now you see it is becoming like a powder. So it is called as a brittle. So no malleable, no ductile. Malleable means when we beat the coal is also one kind of carbon. It is the non-metal. So non-metal, it is the non-metal. And when we beat it is becoming like powder means non-metal has the brittle property. Non-malleable, no malleability means we cannot make it like a thin wires. So THIN, thin wires means what? It has the malleability, no malleability, and no ductility means we cannot make into different shapes. Once we beat the coal, it will become powder. That is why non-metals don't have the property of malleability and ductile. Ductility means like thin sheet or different shapes we can make with the metals. And non-metals are generally soft. Sulfur is soft. But diamond is also non-metal, only the diamond non-metal is very hard. And non-metals are non-lustrous. Non-lustrous means no shining, no brightness. Sulfur has no brightness. But iodine, exception iodine. Iodine has the property of lustrous. And non-metals are non-sonorous. Sonorous means no ringing sound. When we beat the metals, we can't hear the ringing sound. Sulfur, iodine, oxygen, nitrogen, all are the non-metals. Now sulfur melting point you see only 115.21. Boiling point 444. That means low melting and boiling points. Only diamond non-metal has the high melting and boiling points because it is very hard. And non-metals have low densities. They have the lower thickness. Sulfur density you see 2 gram per centimeter cube. Very less thickness. So metals and non-metals. Okay, you see metals and non-properties of the non-metals what? May be solid, liquid and gas. Non-sonorous means no ringing sound. Low densities, non-lustrous means no brightness. Bad conductor, heat and electricity. Low melting and boiling point. Neither malleable nor ductile. That means no malleability, no ductility. Okay. So these are the properties of the metals and non-metals. Thank you students.